Hello student, myself Ms. Jyoti Krishna from Technical Department, New English High School and Junior College. Student, we already started with Electronics paper 2 that we are done one chapter that is Logic Gates. So today we'll be starting with Electronics paper 1 that is Applied Electronics.
So let us start with the second chapter that is power supply, session 1. Let us proceed. Now introduction. Let us see something about power supply. All the active electronic devices require a source of constant DC that can be supplied by a battery or a DC power supply. DC power supply converts the standard AC voltage available at our wall outlet into a constant DC voltage. All the equipment works on DC. So this AC circuit which is available at the home has to be converted into DC. DC power supply is one of the most common circuit you will find, so it is important to understand how it works. So here you can see a DC power supply which generates a DC voltage. And this is a computer SMPS, that is again a power supply. So the voltage produced is used to power all the types of electronic circuit including consumer electronics, computers, industry, control and most laboratory instrument systems and equipments. Student, you have already used in your 11th standard during practicals 30-volt DC power supply. The DC voltage level required depend on application, but most application requires relative low voltage. So all the requirement of low voltage.
So let us start with the block diagram of power supply. The basic building blocks of a regulated DC power supply are a step-down transformer, a rectifier, filter and voltage regulator. So let us see the block diagram. The basic block diagram of a complete power supply is shown over here. The transformer, the rectifier, the output of the rectifier is given to the filter followed by a voltage regulator. To this power supply a load is connected. So generally the AC input line voltage, that is 230 volt AC 50 Hz, is stepped down to a lower AC voltage with the transformer. So what is the function of the transformer? In 11th standard already we have studied transformer in detail. So to step down, to decrease the voltage or to step down the voltage, we make here the use of the transformer. But although it can maybe step up when higher voltage are needed. If you require the higher voltage, also we can use the transformer to increase the voltage, and there may be no transformer at all in rare instance, and in some circuit they don't use even the transformer also. Now a transformer changes the AC voltage based on the number of turns of primary and secondary. We have seen one formula: Np upon Nv is equals to Ns upon Vs, the relation between number of turns and voltage. Okay, so uh, if the number of turns in the second is more in the secondary than in primary, the output voltage across the secondary will be higher. But if the secondary has fewer turns than the primary, then the output voltage across the secondary will be lower. Clear? So transformer is just used to either increase the voltage level or to decrease the AC voltage. So this is given to a rectifier. Rectifier converts this bidirectional AC voltage into unidirectional pulsating DC voltage. So what is the function of the rectifier? To convert this bidirectional AC into unidirectional DC voltage. So here we get at the output of the rectifier we get a pulsating output DC voltage. This is applied to a filter. Now what is the work of the filter? The name filter, it filters out. What filters out? Let us see. This pulsating DC consists of the AC component along with DC. So filter, the function of the filter is to remove this AC content or to remove the filter. Filter is ripple. Ripple is nothing but ripple factor. Ripple factor is nothing but the AC component. To minimize the ripple factor by using filter and to get a pure or steady DC. Then the output of the filter, once we got the pure DC, now what is our work? Now the regulator work is to keep this DC voltage constant. So it should not keep on fluctuating. So the function of the regulator, here you can use a Zener diode. You have studied in 11th standard different type of diode. So by using Zener diode as a voltage regulator, we can keep this voltage constant. So the regulator is a circuit that maintains a constant DC voltage for variation in the AC line input line voltage, it irrespective of any changes in the line voltage or any changes in the load voltage. The regulator is responsible to keep the DC voltage constant. So that is a function of the regulator. The load is a circuit or device connected at the output of the power supply and operate from the power supply, that is voltage and current. So it supplies voltage and current to the load. Let us see the working of the DC power supply. A step down transformer is used. We have seen transformer are of two types, step up and step down. So in power supply we are using a step down transformer. A step down transformer is used to reduce the AC main voltage to an adequate small value. So here we reduce the AC voltage into a smaller value. This voltage is converted into unidirectional pulsating DC voltage by a rectifier. So here the second block, a rectifier, which convert into unidirectional. There are three types of rectifier circuits that you can use. First one, half wave rectifier, central tap full wave rectifier and full wave bridge rectifier. And we'll see this in detail. Then comes the block that is filter. The pulsating DC voltage is then applied to the filter. The filter is used to reduce the ripple factor by the rectifier output to produce a pure DC. So the ripple is nothing but the AC component in the voltage is minimized by the filter. So we minimize the AC component. There are three types of filter you can use. A capacitor filter when you are using a capacitor, inductor filter, LC filter and RC filter in combination, that is LC inductor and capacitor and resistor and capacitor filter. This again we are going to see in detail. The is minimized. Then this filter DC voltage is applied to the voltage regulator. See, you can see here now it is been, the ripple has been removed. Now the voltage regulator tries to keep this DC voltage constant irrespective of change in AC mains voltage or change in the load voltage takes place. So it keeps the voltage to a fixed constant value. Yes, in transformer, there are two types of transformer, step up and step down. In power supply, we are using a step down transformer which reduces the AC, lowers the AC value. Now the other blocks, the rectifier, filter and voltage regulator, each block will see in detail their different types, then different types of rectifier, different types of filters and regulator circuits, then their parameters, then their application in detail. So let us start with the rectifier. The rectifier is a device which converts the alternating voltage or current into its corresponding unidirectional or direct quantity, that is of voltage or current. So transformer, here we have AC, 230 volt AC applied to a transformer. The work of the transformer is step down, reduce the AC voltage, and then it is given to a rectifier. Now the rectifier converts this AC, bidirectional AC, into unidirectional DC voltage. So what circuit we use for this rectifier? So there are three type of rectifier circuits. Half wave rectifier using one diode, central tap full wave rectifier uses two diodes, and full wave bridge rectifier by using four diodes. Now we'll see each of this in detail. We have seen rectifier. Let us see each rectifier in detail. The first one, the half wave rectifier. The name half wave. So only half of the AC voltage is rectified and the other half we get 0 volt. In this circuit, only one diode, step down transformer and load resistors are used. A diode is connected to an AC source and to the load resistance RL. Okay, so this forms the half wave rectifier circuit. Here is the AC voltage, okay, with respect to x-axis time and y-axis voltage. This is the output Vp. Only for the positive half cycle we get the voltage, and for negative half cycle 0. For the next, again for the positive half cycle we get the output, and for negative half cycle again 0. So let us see the working of the half wave rectifier. All the ground symbol represent at the same electrical point. So there are at 0 volt. Let us examine what happens during the one cycle of the input using ideal diode. When the sinusoidal input voltage Vin goes positive, okay, this is positive, the diode is forward bias and conduct current through the load and conduct current through the load. The load produces the output voltage across the load RL, which has the same shape as that of the input voltage. So during the positive half cycle, the AC input voltage, the output looks like the positive half of the input. Yes, it represents or resembles the input for the positive half cycle, and the current path is through the ground and back to source, that is circuit is completed. So in forward, for the positive half cycle, the diode is forward bias, current flows and through the RL, and we get the voltage at the output. Clear? Let us see during the negative half cycle. When the input voltage goes negative during the second half of the cycle, the diode is reverse bias and there is no current. So I is equals to 0. Diode becomes reverse bias. Anode is at negative voltage and cathode is positive, open switch. So there is no current. So the voltage across the load resistance is 0. So there is no output. The net result is that only the positive half cycle of the AC input appears at the output. So the output of the half wave rectifier is unidirectional but not a perfect DC. It is a pulsating DC voltage output. So let us understand by using an animation form of half wave rectifier. So forward bias for the positive half cycle, for the positive half cycle the diode is forward bias, that is diode is closed circuit and the current flows through RL. During the negative half cycle, diode is open, so current doesn't flow. See here it stops, and so we doesn't get the output. So only for positive half cycle we get the output and its shape is same as the input. Reverse bias, see it is stopping here because the diode is open. Clear? Now the full wave rectifier. In this type, both the half cycle of the input are used, or we get the output for both the half cycle. A central tap rectifier is a type of full wave rectifier that uses two diodes connected to the secondary of a central tap transformer. The half of the total secondary voltage appears between the central tap at the each end of the secondary winding. So it uses two diode, a transformer with a central tap secondary, a load resistance RL are used. So here the secondary is central tap. So we are connecting two diode D1 and D2, and across which we are connected a load. So this is your input AC voltage and output for the positive half cycle as well as negative half cycle we get the output. So bidirectional AC is converted into unidirectional DC. Now let us see what happens during the positive half cycle. During the positive half cycle, the current flows during the positive half cycle. See, positive half cycle, diode D1 is forward bias, that is closed circuit, and diode D2 is reversed bias, that is open circuit. So no current flow will flow through D2. So current is flowing through D1 through the resistance R1 to the ground, and we get the output. Clear? For the positive half cycle, it passes through the secondary, through the diode, through the load RL to ground. D1 is forward bias and D2 is reversed bias, so no current flows through D2. For the positive half cycle, this is positive negative. The secondary, here it is positive, here it is negative. So negative at the anode and positive at the cathode. So diode D2 is reverse bias and D1 is forward bias. So during the negative half cycle, the upper secondary is negative positive, here negative positive. So negative, so diode D1 is reverse bias and open circuit, and diode D2 is positive appears at the anode. So diode D2 is forward bias, that is closed circuit. Now for the negative half cycle, the current will flow through the diode D2 through RL and back to ground, right? So the D2 is forward bias and D1 is reversed bias for the negative half cycle. So for the negative half cycle, we get the output through D2. So for positive, we got this output. For negative half cycle, we again receives a V out because diode D2 is forward bias. Full wave rectifier are of two types: full wave central tap full wave rectifier and bridge full wave rectifier. So we have seen a central tap full wave rectifier. Let us see bridge rectifier. In this type, both half cycles are of the input are used and we get the output unidirectional for both. So here we have a bridge rectifier, full wave rectifier circuit. Here we are passing the AC, and here we are getting a unidirectional DC pulsating output voltage. So it requires, here in full wave we require two diode, here we require four diodes, a transformer and a load resistance are used. So here is the input AC voltage varying with respect to time, and we get the output for both the half cycle positive as well as the negative half cycle. So for half converted to positive, so negative half is converted to positive half cycle. So bidirectional AC we are converted into unidirectional DC. So we get a unidirectional impure DC, but this DC is impure. It consists of the ripple. The AC components are present in this DC voltage. So let us see what happens in the positive half cycle and negative half cycle. So let us see for the positive half cycle. During the positive half cycle, diode D1 and D2 will be forward bias and diode D3 and D4 will be reversed bias or open switch. So let us see how the current will flow through the load. The current will flow through diode D1, see this way, then RL and then D2, and the circuit will complete like this to the negative. ठीक है, it will start from positive. पॉजिटिव जा रहा है ऐसे करंट थ्रू D1, D1 से RL where we get the V output, and through D2 and to negative. The circuit will complete from positive to negative and we will get the output for positive half cycle. In positive half cycle, diode D1 and D2 are forward bias, that is closed switch, and D3 and D4 are reverse bias, because here we get the positive. So this is an cathode and this is anode, so it will pass through this, and D3 and D4 are reverse bias, that is open switch. Now let us see during the negative half cycle of the AC. Now the secondary is negative and this side is positive. So now the current will flow from positive like this. So the diode D4 and D3 are in forward bias and D1 and D2 are in reverse bias. So let us see how the current will flow. It will flow through diode D4, which is forward bias, then RL, that is we get the V out, this V out at RL for the negative half cycle, then it will flow through D3 and then the secondary negative of negative. Clear? So here the circuit is completed. So for the negative half cycle, diode D3 and D4 are forward biased and which are shown in green, and D1 and D2 are in reversed bias, and the current flows through D4, RL, D3 and to the second. Is it clear? In the both the half cycle, the current passes through the load resistance in same direction. Therefore, a fluctuating unidirectional voltage across the load we get. Clear? So for negative half cycle as well as positive half cycle, we receive a bidirectional AC into unidirectional DC voltage. So student, let us summarize what we have seen in today's session. So we have seen the block diagram of a regulated power supply, the different blocks. In today's session we have studied transformer in detail and the rectifier, then different types of rectifier, that is half wave rectifier, full wave rectifier and bridge full wave rectifier in detail along with this diagram and waveforms. Student, it is very important when they are asking explain full wave rectifier circuit, you have to draw the diagram, the waveform which carries 1 mark, and explanation what happens during the positive half cycle and during negative half cycle. Clear? So we came here to the end of the power supply session 1. Thank you.